The Grabber is back. But this time he's going full-blown Freddy Krueger. At a youth Christian camp, Finny, Gwen and the gang need to help three boys in purgatory. But the Grabber is having none of it, as he's out for revenge. That's right, it's a Blumhouse sequel to original well-made movie, so they're going all out Blumhouse in Black Phone 2. Hello there, you loose units, and welcome back to another episode of Spicy Boy Reviews. I'm, of course, your host, Andrew Iles. That's right, Black Phone 2, directed by Scott Derrickson. Known for directing The Exorcism of Emily Rose, Sinister, Doctor Strange, and the first Black Phone movie, just to name a few. We meet back up with Finny after the events of the last Black Phone movie. He's a little older and a little more angrier. He's full of rage, tokes on the wacky tobacco, and fist fights with bullies. While he pushes through his trauma, we meet up also with Gwen, as her otherworldly medium psychic powers are growing stronger. She begins to get night vision terrors of three deceased boys, who were brutally deleted at a youth Christian camp in Colorado. She gets confirmation of this by receiving a psychic telephone call from a little girl at this camp from the past, as both timelines and the spiritual world meet. Gwen tries to convince her brother Finny to go to this youth Christian camp to do some investigation and become camp counselors. Reluctantly, Finny tags along with Gwen and her friend Ernesto, whose brother communicated with Finny in the basement in the previous film that was played by the same actor. And away they go to the Colorado mountains to become youth counselors. And wouldn't you know it, they get snowed into the camp by one of the biggest blizzards in years. And there they are trapped with the head camp counselor, his daughter, and two of the most annoying Christians ever. Then things begin to ramp up as Finny receives a public phone call from the Grabber beyond the grave, as Gwen's night vision terrors become more unsettling and more gory, and the three boys' spirits are leaving little breadcrumbs for Gwen. However, while Gwen is in the dream world, the Grabber decides to take revenge and physically harm her. That's right, the Grabber is now Freddy Krueger. Anything he does to you in the dream world will show up in the real one. The film is doing an investigation story of these three deceased boys, along with some discoveries regarding Gwen and Finny's mother from the past, who, so happens, also used to be a camp counselor at the same camp. What a coinkydink! Oh yes, and I hope you like some ham-fisted coincidences, plot conveniences, and convoluted explanations, because you're gonna get a shit ton here. And you can expect a little twisty twist from the past. This is what happens when you have a successful little horror thriller with a great concept that was very well executed, and via word of mouth it became a big success. You get a studio trying to fit a square peg through a round hole and overwrite a follow-up. First half of the film is very intriguing and unsettling with who these boys are. But as soon as we get to the camp, we get all of the story, all of the exposition, all of the over-explaining, and all of the plot. I will say, though, that I really appreciated the look of the film stayed pretty grounded, as it's set in 1982, but doesn't overdo it with the 80s of it all. And the 8mm grainy look in the dream world is pretty unsettling and awesome too. But this is Gwen's story now, and she's going full Nancy Thompson on the Grabber. I mean, even the head camp counselor looks like Wes Craven. Blumhouse now has their Chucky. They also have Michael Myers. And now they have their Freddy Krueger. Anything subtle about the original film is thrown out the window here with the sequel, as Gwen can fly across the room now, sustaining horrendous injuries in the real world while a group of people watch her while she's in the dream one. Bye-bye, Freddy, there's a new dream warrior in town. And of course you get a little bit more backstory about the Grabber himself, and along with Gwen and Finny's mother. Not only will you be shown this, but you will be explained this in long dialogue scenes by the characters, that go on for way too long, wrapping up all the questions you may have in the instant, all in a circle jerk of explanation dumping which never gets old.
Oh, I see. Then everything is wrapped up in a neat little package.
The actors do a decent job here too, I've got to admit. And they've got to make some of the most overly explained dialogue actually work. And I'm not 100% sure, but I don't think Ethan Hawke was in the mask on set here. At least not for the whole film. I mean, he may have been, but I could have sworn in a few scenes, especially when the grabber shows a little bit more of his face, that I said to myself, I don't think that's Ethan. I have a feeling that maybe it could have been a sound booth job. You know, taking a leaf out of Peter Dinklage's book. I could be wrong, though, as it's not confirmed. Anyway, if you're still interested in seeing the movie, by all means, go and see it. In my opinion, it went on for way too long, it was over-explained, and subtly goes out the window with this one. And I have no doubt we'll see the grabber again. But playing devil's advocate, though, I'm not sure what they could have done with a sequel that they didn't do here. Like, the first film felt pretty self-contained. It was nicely wrapped up and it was awesome. And then, of course, it made all of the money, so Blumhouse is like, well, we need to make a sequel. And I'm not sure else what they could have done besides of what they did. Anyway, guys, this is my chicken little review of Black Phone 2. Write down below if you've seen it. What are your thoughts on it? But more importantly, what is your favourite night terror film? And of course, if you've made it this far into the episode, please give me a thumbs up because your love and support keeps me going, because I just love movies and I assume you do as well. And of course, don't forget to hit that subscribe icon because I give out an episode weekly. And I'll see you back here next week for the next review, but until then, stay spooky, kids.